get more wild.
SNL's kind of funny again.
They've had some funny sketches.
Yeah.
They had Shane on twice.
Shane on twice?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good for comedy. It's good. Comedy has to be looser. You have to be more wild. Doesn't mean you're cruel. It doesn't mean you're evil. It's just comedy. Just like movies where people get shot, that's not evil either. Okay? It's like comedy is funnier when it says fucked up things. It just is. Always has been. Yeah, back from Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce and Sam Kinison and Bill Hicks and everybody else and Eddie Murphy. It's always been the wildest shit is what's funny.
Bill Maher and Joe Rogan have joined forces to directly criticize Hollywood. Tinseltown has been promoting constant woke messaging for years, making fun of parents and making fun of men. However, Maher and Rogan have had enough. All of the smoldering videos are right here, and Hollywood's nonsense is being exposed more than ever. Come on, let's roll it.
Like wide open. They were completely open to do wild stuff now because they're like, look, fuck all this woke shit. This is not profitable. Not only is it not profitable, like we're actually killing the business. And you're killing the business of comedy because people watch these specials and like, what is this? Like you made a DEI comedy special. Or, you know, an inclusive comedy special where you're letting people do comedy in the biggest form in the world just because they fit this particular group of people, this particular political group. It's crazy. It's identity politics in the worst way possible because it's counterproductive for your business.
Joe Rogan wasn't holding back when he criticized Netflix for its comedy specials that were driven by DEI. He claims that rather than showcasing genuine comic talent, the streaming behemoth seemed more concerned about crossing off identification boxes. The outcome? Even when the performers themselves weren't very hilarious, the jokes were forced and flat and they didn't land. The retaliation was also harsh. When it came to its bottom line, Netflix felt the impact. The ratings vanished along with the laughter. The alleged woke comedy revolution wasn't revolutionary at all, as evidenced by the decline in subscriptions and the influx of reviewers. Rogan put it succinctly, it was terrible business masquerading as virtue signaling.
By entertainment. And in some of your more successful businesses are the movies and shows. They're wild shows. Yeah. Like crazy shit happens in these shows. But not with comedy. With comedy, we have to gatekeep. We have to keep it. And I think they realized after they did a few of those things that nobody watches them. People hate them, and it actually is bad for their business. And then they do the Brady Roast. Boom! And they're like, okay. You know, and when I did my special, they had no limitations on me. They didn't say anything.
And they have before?
And it was live. But no, because it was live. They're like, we're not telling you what to say. It's live. Just go ahead.
Luckily for Netflix, the firm had begun to confront reality by the time Joe Rogan voiced his opinion. They immediately went back to the basics, comedy, after realizing that the go woke, go broke mantra was killing their business. The amusing thing is that specials were no longer about fulfilling identity quotas. You had to work for your Netflix spot if you wanted one. No exclusions, no shortcuts. You know what happened? The crowds roared back. People prefer real talent over dogmatic political acts, Netflix found, and subscriptions stabilized. The humor also returned.
They're like, okay. I'm like, really? Okay. Sure. They're letting it go. Now, Tony has a special that's coming out on Netflix. They're doing Kill Tony is on Netflix now.
Really?
He's doing more roasts on Netflix. Yeah. It's great.
Netflix is surpassing Hollywood despite not adopting the woke strategy. The cinema business can't help but turn timeless tales and cherished masterpieces into imposing contemporary lectures that no one requested. Legendary stories are deconstructed, iconic personalities are changed, and what remains comes off more as a sermon than as entertainment. Additionally, it is evident from the box office that audiences are not buying it. Netflix, meanwhile, succeeds by focusing on what audiences truly desire: compelling narratives and genuine talent. Hollywood's constant production of failures makes it appear less like advancement and more like cultural self-destruction masquerading as innovation.
Competition with YouTube, because so many people, like Shane put his special out on YouTube, Ari put Jew on YouTube. So many people are putting these wild specials on YouTube and they're getting massive numbers.
Yeah.
Massive numbers. And so I think they're just like, look, we're in the fucking business. Like, what are we doing? This is obviously like super popular and people love it. And it's also really good. This is really good comedy. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go back.
Broke. Going woke.
Let's go back to where we were. And now that Trump's in office, it's like, well, the whole country leans in that direction now.
Trump is the next in line. His unrelenting fight against wokeness is changing entire industries, not just politics. Companies and entertainment behemoths promoted stories for years that alienated millions of regular Americans. The public rejected it even though it was presented as fact. Trump capitalized on resentment that had been simmering for a while. In addition to garnering a lot of support, he provided businesses the confidence to abandon virtue signaling by exposing the extremism and dishonesty of woke culture. Rather, they started focusing on what really counts, providing excellent customer service.
Thing that's gone on, it seems like in this, especially this last year, where what's the word I'm looking at? Ideology is more important than art.
Way more, certainly to the awards.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like, ideology
Right.
trumps art.
And that's
Ideology trumps individual
terrible.
effort. Ideology trumps good. Ideology trumps entertainment.
The woke audience prioritizes advancing an agenda before education and even amusement. Instead of moments that should be uplifting, humorous, or delightful, lectures masquerading as stories have taken their place. The fundamental essence of entertainment has been sacrificed on the altar of indoctrination, exchanged for vacuous moral teachings and virtue signals. Characters are now viewed as mouthpieces for stories that most people can't even relate to, rather than as inspirational or sympathetic figures. The outcome? Movies that seem dreary, oppressive, and terribly disconnected from reality. Instead of reflecting universal human experiences, Hollywood has opted to jam ideology into every frame, depriving films of the timeless quality that formerly made them unique. In place of creativity, propaganda, masquerading as art has taken its place, and crowds of viewers are leaving.
I have to say to you, besides the great entertainment, I have always really appreciated the way you pushed back when anyone tried to stifle you, shut you up, shame you, bully you. They tried it with the last one, with Once Upon a Time in the Hollywood, some bullshit about Margot Robbie doesn't have enough lines. And you do what I wish other people would do. Instead of apologizing like a little pussy, you say, I don't agree with your assessment.
Yeah.
According to Bill Maher, more filmmakers ought to follow Quentin Tarantino's example and confront the woke audience. He feels that while artistic freedom is essential for the public and the industry, directors have an obligation to uphold it, even if doing so causes controversy. Regretfully, not everyone is as resilient as Tarantino. All too frequently, we witness gifted directors make mistakes, apologize endlessly, or even remove emotionally charged moments from their films in an attempt to please reviewers who would never be satisfied anyhow. According to Maher, this unrelenting capitulation degrades the storytelling craft and the movies themselves.
More wild.
SNL's kind of funny again.
They had some funny sketches.
Yeah.
They had Shane on
They had
twice.
Shane on twice.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good for comedy. It's good. Comedy has to be looser. You have to be more wild. Doesn't mean you're cruel. It doesn't mean you're evil. It's just comedy. Just like movies where people get shot, that's not evil either. Okay? It's like comedy is funnier when it says fucked up things. It just is. Always
a
has
joke.
been. Yeah, back from Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce and Sam Kinison and Bill Hicks and everybody else and Eddie Murphy. It's always been the wildest shit is what's funny.
Joe Rogan is right. Poking at the untouchable, pushing limits, and expressing what many mutter but never dare to voice have always been the hallmarks of comedy. Its impact comes from that unadulterated honesty. It encourages society to view things from different perspectives while allowing us to chuckle at the absurdity of life. However, the instant comedians are informed what is allowed, the flame goes out. The outcome is diluted comedy designed to appease the easily offended rather than audacious and unrepentant inventiveness. Playing it safe has never produced great humor. Rather, it is bravery, mischievousness, and a readiness to spark controversy that make it so. The comedy diminishes and viewers lose the relief that comes from genuine laughter when comedians are muzzled. Furthermore, society loses one of its most useful instruments for introspection. Rogan is correct. Comedians should be allowed to do what they were created to do, which is to make us laugh and think.
Exactly. King's Comedy, Blue Collar Tour, Dave Chappelle. It's like, it's all with the wild shit is the funniest shit. Period.
That's what people want to see.
That's what people want to see. They know what it is. It's a fucking art form. It's called shit talking.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Put your offense to the side.
Yeah. Just go have a good time. They don't mean it. Like, have you seen Brian Holtzman yet?
No.
Oh my God, you gotta see Brian Holtzman. He's a Los Angeles legend that we got to come out to Austin. And he was like the guy that would go on late at night. And he's so wild that Mitzi Shore wouldn't put him on stage for 2 weeks after 9/11.
Really?
She's like, no, don't let him go up. And we were dying. Holt's like, Mitzi, I don't understand. I'm not going to say anything crazy. She's like, no way, 2 weeks.
Fundamentally, comedy is a kind of art that mirrors society by allowing us to laugh at our shortcomings while also identifying aspects of ourselves in the joke. Comedians frequently don't mean what they say. Exaggeration is their specialty, stretching commonplace events to highlight their ridiculousness and humanity. Their satire disguised as realism is what makes their statements so accessible. However, in the current atmosphere, even the most obvious exaggerations are frequently interpreted as personal assaults by an uneasy audience. They turn the goal into animosity rather than finding the humor. And disagreement is rarely the end of it. Many band together with the goal of stifling comedians and anyone else who dared to speak outside of the bounds of acceptable speech. The irony is incisive. The very art form that previously brought people together via laughter is ultimately targeted by those who are afraid of being laughed at.
Jason Smith drowned her kids like the day after. He's like, I heard there were bad kids. I heard they sat that close to the TV. They didn't pollute away their blocks. They were always spilling their fucking milk. Those kids would not be missed. Like, it's a crazy character. You meet him in real life. He's the nicest guy on earth. But he's so funny. He's so ridiculous. I don't want to tell you what he's talking about now. I don't want to give it away, but comics just line up to watch this guy. Like, when he's on stage, we all get onto the balcony. Like, Holtzman's
Has he been in the mothership?
Oh, yeah, he headlines there all the time.
Nice.
He's there all the time. He wasn't having an audience in L.A. because they were putting him late at night. And here we're like, throw him up at 10 o'clock. Let him headline.
Yeah.
Give him 40 minutes, man. Let him go off.
Several comedians who were accused of going too far were either banned or pushed aside during President Biden's administration. In one instance, Amber Ruffin lost the opportunity to host the dinner for the White House correspondents because of her scathing political comments, which some felt were unduly prejudiced. In another instance, Michael Rappaport said that venues started canceling his performances after he expressed his support for Israel due to public outcry. These incidents point to a concerning trend. Comedians are being penalized for their personal opinions off stage as much as for displaying provocative content on stage. Comedy flourished for decades because of bold voices that weren't scared to speak things that others wouldn't. However, in the current environment, performers run the risk of losing their jobs due to controversial beliefs, attitudes, or statements. Comedy is now more vulnerable than ever due to this cancellation culture, endangering one of the most significant forms of free expression in society.
Movies haven't caught up, though.
No, but have you seen...
I'm not saying we got to go make Tropic Thunder multiple times.
Have you seen Segura's new Netflix series?
No.
Oh, my God.
Is it?
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
What
It's
is
called
it?
Bad Thoughts.
Okay.
It's these short sketches, these short films, essentially. They're all like short, like 5-10 minute films.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of them, and they're fucking ridiculous, like so outrageous and so crazy that you're watching like, no, oh my God, what the fuck, dude?
Is it just
really
him,
wild.
or is Bert with him?
A bunch of people. No, Bert is not in it, and Bert actually made a video congratulating Tom and
Bert's on the
saying,
outs.
I don't know why I wasn't on it. Did you think about me having me on it?
Have you ever considered bringing me up in that discussion? Regretfully, the film industry still struggles to understand what viewers actually desire. Even if classic comedies were still able to make audiences laugh, their charm was overshadowed by Hollywood's adoption of a wave of so-called wokeness. Consider the forthcoming Snow White reimagining. It feels burdened by politics rather than its eternal brilliance. Or consider the most recent Superman remake, which seems more concerned with demonstrating virtue than with encapsulating the hero's former qualities of wonder, bravery, and strength. Reworking classic stories is not new, of course. However, stories that once inspired entire generations are sometimes drained of their vitality by these ideological transformations. Longtime followers feel alienated because they come across as rigid lectures rather than entertaining. The most basic rule appears to have been lost by Hollywood. People go to the movies to escape, not to hear sermons. And as a result, an increasing number of viewers are leaving.
I was answering to Tom Rothman, the head of Columbia Pictures. And so it wasn't a committee, it was him. So we had an issue, we talked about it and whatever. And, but I want to be a good partner, so I'm listening to him, but I'm not going to, stab my movie in the balls.
Was there some stuff in that movie that he thought was not not appropriate or not
No, well, like
too dangerous?
More like he would wince at stuff. He goes, Quentin, they're gonna go after you for this. Well, that's okay. I can handle it. I'm trying to help you, man.
But it's not helping you, right? Ultimately.
I know what he means. All right. I know what he means.
One of the few Hollywood directors with the audacity to publicly oppose the censoring culture that stifles originality is Quentin Tarantino. Known for his bold narratives, witty banter, and unafraid style of filmmaking, Tarantino has established a reputation for being an innovator. That same bravery, however, has also made him a common target. He has been the target of numerous attempts by woke critics to discredit him by citing inappropriate themes or sequences in his movies. Tarantino, however, seemed unfazed by the criticism. He stated unequivocally that he would never compromise his principles in order to appease political correctness or the current outrage. Tarantino's reluctance to make concessions stands out in an era when many filmmakers readily give in to activist pressure. He embodies the best of Hollywood's artistic ethos, which holds that what appeals to viewers should be determined by them rather than online thugs.